question. I don't know. Let's do Blink next.
Yeah, let's leave Forge.
So there's Blink, and
all right. So who? Give me. And I'm an X-Men fan. You're gonna have to give me a little. I don't know that I know much about Blink.
So if I remember correctly, Claire Ferguson uses her mutant ability to teleport and disappear and reappear in the blink of an eye. Now,
So she's Mystique, or she's Nightcrawler's.
She's
female version.
In her universe, and this was the Age of Apocalypse universe, she was trained by Sabretooth to be one of the X-Men. Her father was Nightcrawler. Her mother was the Scarlet Witch.
Oh, okay.
In that universe. I think she's in our universe now because of, the popularity of the character. But in the series that she was in, it was the Exiles, and they basically did a quantum leap thing where they had to jump between different universes and fix things. So in one universe, Professor X is the ultimate bad guy, and that can't be. So they have to reestablish, get him out of power, and then bring it back. In the next universe, Captain America is Agent of Hydra, and they had to fix that.
Is her thing that she pops out of a pink hole? Or?
Yeah, yes, she can teleport just like Nightcrawler. It's more of an energy blast.
Instead of the smoke poof, we've got a pink hole that just appears.
And she has hex bolts like her mother did to shoot. So it's interesting because they've actually had her come to our reality and interact with Nightcrawler, who in this universe is not her father. So there's that whole extra kind of weird dimension.
So Nightcrawler can transport other people.
Oh yeah, I believe she can do that too. Yeah, I believe she can do that too. I read the Exiles a lot because I thought it was great because you only needed a basic knowledge of Marvel Universe.
I might give it a.
Well, it's collected in a lot of trades, and then
okay, so
Judd something was the author of it. Judd Winnick. He's written a lot of stuff, and it's a really good independent take.
Jason Nelson said, "When are we getting the '90s Storm?" Which is a good question because she's really the last one that you need. There's a decent X-Men white suit, white blue suited version of her that goes for $40 or $50 now. That's worth it. And then you've got Blink was from Age of Apocalypse. She's like Nightcrawler. Yeah. I stand corrected. She was really cool though. So she was Nightcrawler and Mystique's daughter.
Oh, she was.
No. He says I stand.
I stand corrected. So, yeah. No, I'm pretty sure it was. So it's kind of weird to give her such a short little.
All right, what do we got going on here? Is this a dress, a skirt? What do we have happening?
Whatever this is in medieval apocalypse universe, where it's just enough to cover her butt and her front.
All right, sure.
So I mean, it's kind of neat. I'd say she doesn't quite feel as fragile as Jubilee does, which is kind of weird because she definitely feels lighter.
So Matt also says that the latest Exiles run was really good.
Yeah, they brought it back and they changed it a bit, and then she's off the team for a while. She actually, it's just like Quantum Leap. She's able to earn enough points to go back to her reality, and then she's done her mission. But then she ends up falling in love with Mimic, who in the universe they pull him from is an Avenger. He's a good guy. There's all kinds of crazy stuff that goes with it.
It's a nicely sculpted character. I mean, the hair's really sharp.
This is what's really the people at Hasbro and the sculpts that they've been doing lately. The hair has just really gone up a notch, and that sounds weird to say, but when you look at the hair of the characters, and you're not just getting a paint line to the side, you're getting individual strands of hair here, and we've got 3 figures right here. As an example of the detail and the sculpting, they're taking their time and they're producing high quality figures that look just like they do in the representation of the comic.
So Jason wants to know if they have a date wave on the new Nightcrawler. I do not know. I've got the original Marvel Legends Nightcrawler, which is a great figure, but it's another. When you got to be collecting that '90s team, and it's a must-have. I think Forge is pretty good because you're going to see this Forge next, and with Bishop from the what was Bishop? What was Bishop the Sauron wave?
Bishop. Who's Bishop? Oh yeah, no, yeah, he was in the Sauron wave,
Yeah.
and he's like I think he was eventually the hardest figure to find. Like we were finding full waves of the Sauron series, except for him. So
we've got Matt says she was the leader of the current team, which had versions of Valkyrie, Baby Wolverine, Iron Lad, Black Panther as a gunslinging cowboy, female Bucky, and others. Very fun. All right, I mean,
yeah,
it certainly sounds worthwhile.
I see it as like one of those books where you don't have to be so entrenched in the 616 universe.
Gotcha.
And then they've tried to bring her into the 616, but then I think she ends up going back.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good looking figure.
And she's, I think if you really wanted to create another female character on your own and you wanted to use her, I think as a body like shape, I think she's perfect for that. Obviously a little bit more on the scantily clad side, but then if you wanted to use this hair, you could change it. Like she does have Spock ears though, so that you'd have to be weary of or paint over, or maybe just move the hair back over to the ear. But if you were going to kit bash, I think she's a good. What did we just say? People were talking about making a Jane Foster figure, and I think if you did a little bit more clothing on her, I think if you took her head off and put on Natalie Portman's head from the Black Series, I think you could start there with a Jane Foster figure. Because she's not super muscular, bulky.
Yeah.
She's not like Sif. She's more of a warrior woman. So this is a little bit more on the sleekness. This pink plastic thing's a little odd. So however you wanted to do it.
I have a feeling that ends up with a different figure. You know what I mean? In your display, not with her. But again, shout out to Hasbro. Much appreciated for this wave. This is a great one.
All right. So we're moving on to